Cheese is one of the most delicious smoked foods you'll ever try. And it isn't just the type of food to try during the holidays. It's actually a year-round smoked delicacy that you don't want to miss out on. But one thing you need to keep in mind though is that after you smoke cheese, you can't eat it right away. It has to rest in the fridge for about 2 weeks. Now, when it comes to smoking cheese, the wood definitely matters. If you use wood such as mesquite, it can completely overpower the cheese's flavor and even make it bitter. Therefore, you need to use smoke woods that complement the natural flavors of cheese. If you want to keep it simple, try to use locally sourced fruit woods and nut woods. These are relatively easy to find and decently priced. Now, it's very important to pick the right kind of cheese to smoke, because soft cheese can actually melt and fall between the grates. Plus, it ends up over-flavored and losing its natural cheesy taste. So the best cheeses to smoke are those of the semi-hard and hard varieties, because they take well to smoke and keep their shape. When it comes to smoking the cheese, there's not a lot of information about which specific wood smoke is best. But we recommend mild fruit woods like apple and cherry for milder cheese, or the classic bacon-flavored stronger woods like hickory or oak for strong flavored cheese. Delicate cheese must be paired with a light, mild smoking wood that doesn't overpower the cheese's flavor. Best to use strong woods to smoke hard cheese because these cheese varieties are very dense and they don't pick up as much wood smoke flavor as semi-soft cheeses. Therefore, it's okay to use hickory, oak, and pecan. Wood for smoking should be seasoned and cut into chunks or chips so it can fit in your smoker. Now, apple is the top fruit wood pick when it comes to smoking cheese. For the same reasons apple wood works great for smoking poultry, it works well for all cheese varieties. If you use it to smoke semi-soft cheese, it imparts a sweet, fruity, and mild flavor. If you smoke hard cheeses, it imparts a very light flavor that has a subtle hint of fruitiness, which is definitely not overpowering. You can also use crabapple tree wood too. It is almost identical to apple wood. And then there's cherry wood, which is similar to apple wood. It's a fruity yet sweeter than apple. It's mild and doesn't overwhelm the cheese. It's also a light smoke wood that blends well with something stronger like oak. Just a heads up though, cherry smoke gives food a darker color and it tends to blacken the food. This does not affect food and is still a great wood for smoking cheese. Lilac is another great wood. Lilac smoke wood is pretty hard to get your hands on, but it's a premium wood and most commonly used to smoke cheese. It has a very subtle and mild smoke flavor that's slightly sweet and floral. The tart and often pungent flavor of cheese pairs well with this floral and aromatic smoke. But you should note that lilac smoke is extremely light, so you'll need to use semi-soft cheese. And then there's hickory, which is a strong flavored smoking wood, and it's best for smoking strong cheeses like cheddar. Hickory smoke infuses the cheese with a bacon-like flavor. It's probably the most common smoking wood for beef, pork, ribs, etc., but it gives a fantastic flavor to hard cheeses too. Next up is pecan. Pecan is similar to hickory but has a lighter smoke flavor and it's a milder smoke wood. It also infuses the cheese with a bacon-like flavor, but it's more subtle than hickory. The pecan smoke infuses your cheese with a nutty flavor too, but it's not an overpowering aroma. Now, oak is a hardwood that is similar to hickory in many ways as well. Oak is frequently used to smoke bigger and flavorful cuts of meat like beef and lamb. It's suitable for smoking strong cheeses because it doesn't overpower the cheese. After all, oak leaves no aftertaste. Make sure to only use oak when you smoke hard cheeses. And then there's sugar maple. If you want to add a hint of sweetness to any cheese, sugar maple is an excellent option. When you smoke a cheese like cheddar or Gouda, maple adds a sweet smokiness that really brings out the cheese's natural flavors and aromas. Regular maple is excellent too, and you can use it to plank smoke cheeses too. And lastly, there's alder. Alder is not as popular as other woods for smoking cheese, but if you're experimenting and want a mild flavor, alder is an affordable yet excellent smoke wood. It has a slightly musky aroma with a hint of sweetness. It is possible to mix and match these smoked woods to create your own custom smoked wood flavor that complements the cheese. For example, a common combination is applewood and hickory, or applewood and oak. The mix of strong and mild woods give cheese that perfect amount of smokiness. Now, if you can't find apple or cherry, you can always use apricot, pear, plum, peach, nectarine, or mulberry. These all have a light, fruity, and sweet smoke flavor. Just make sure you stay away from the soft woods, conifers like pine, fir, redwood, spruce, cypress, and cedar, because they're not suitable for smoking meat, veggies, or cheese. Now, smoking cheese takes about 2 to 4 hours, depending on the cheese type. It's important to maintain light smoke, but it must keep coming constantly. When you smoke cheese, you use cold smoking, of course, so you can alter the time a bit. Take into consideration the quantity of cheese you smoke. The more cheese, the longer you need to smoke. You can extend the time to 5 hours. If you like a very strong and smoky flavored cheese, then smoke it for a longer time. The longer you smoke, the smokier and more intense the flavor. When smoking cheese, we recommend using fruit woods, nut woods, oak, hickory, and maple. Any other type of wood can really alter the cheese's flavor for the worse. In our next video, see what happens when you try smoking with walnut wood. Just click that video and find out.